back to another video. Today we kind of have edition 2 of buying fake AirPods and seeing how they compare to the real ones and how they are in general. I got them for $23 and about 50 cents on AliExpress. I ordered them on May 19th, but I got them just a few days ago, so almost 2 months later. And I'm sure you all probably know why. I'll make sure to link some pairs of these, but the fakes I got right here are not available anymore. But there are similar listings still on AliExpress. Lastly, I just want to say I'm going to address all the questions that people had in my previous video about my other AirPods for these particular ones. So let's get right into the unboxing and we're going to compare it to the real ones. So right off the bat, I don't know if you can tell by this or not, but it's a little bit smaller, barely. And obviously it doesn't show any words right there. No Apple on the right or left. It feels thinner, so I don't think we're going to get much paperwork or anything, but we'll see how it is. We'll use an unboxing knife, because why not? There is no pull tab on this one, and the real ones do have a pull tab. Okay. So let's compare the back. Now, this one does not say AirPods Pro on it, and it doesn't have anything related to Apple in the bottom right, but it is trying to replicate it to a certain extent, just not near the quality. And given the price difference, what do you expect? Okay. So right off the bat, we have the instructions in Chinese. Now, let's say we were doing this. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to unbox the real ones. You get the Design by Apple thing, then you go straight into there, and all the paperwork's in here, and it looks like that. I put it on backwards, but that's what the real one will look like. And then in the bottom here, it has a cable. Now we'll get into the rest of the fakes. Okay. So it gives us instructions, says it can test wirelessly, and we'll try that. This is the press and hold works and everything, and this is just the setup control. So as you can see, the fake ones do not come in the same kind of packaging that the real ones do. This is expected. It's off to the side for a second. We'll compare size and everything to the real one. You do get a cable, and you get interchangeable ear tips like you do with the real ones too. So I'm kind of surprised about that. That's quite nice. This is what the real ones look like. This is what these ones look like. Actually quite close. That's cool. The cable is USB Type-C to Lightnings. That's interesting. Okay, so for the remaining of this video, I'll try to keep the real ones on the left and the fake ones on the right. Just opening it up real quick and looking at one of each. So yeah, just glancing at these, they really do look one-to-one and everything. That's really quite good. Everything around it. Obviously, they won't function the same or anything, but the people who made these fakes did a pretty good job. Just curious if it would fit in this. It does look like it fits magnetically too. All right, we will put these off to the side and do the pairing process with this and everything, and then we'll go test the sound quality in comparison to the real and give like a real review. We'll test the touch controls. I'll show you all the LEDs around. Hopefully we'll test wireless charging. And they do wireless charge, but at the bottom of my wireless charger, when that light goes off, they are charging. So let's take that off. There is a little faint light on here. It's not as light as the real one, but there is an LED light showing right there. So now we'll get into the pairing. With the normal pair of AirPods, all you do is flip and they connect quite quickly, which means they either have the W1 or H1 chip in them. Very nice. And these are just showing the touch controls and everything. Number 2, they're functioning as normal AirPods would. So I'm going to put them in real quickly and we'll try the touch controls and we'll see if they say anything to you when they go in your ear. Okay, right off the bat, I can hear a small bit of passive noise cancellation, but these obviously don't have A and C, so there's a complete difference there between the reals. It says they are connected. So let's go to something like Spotify. We'll start with this. I'm gonna try the touch controls. As you can see, holding the left one did bring up Siri. We'll hold the right one now. And holding it brought up Siri as well. So let's go see if we can configure those. Yeah, you can do these controls in here for the noise canceling, but they do nothing. It doesn't change anything. And it's weird, it says noise control here, but I got Siri on both of them. So we'll put Siri on the left, keep noise control on the right. Oh, there is no noise control because it could be switching from mode to mode based on me doing that. I don't hear it, so that would make a lot of sense. That's cool too. The ear test does actually work. Automatic ear detections. I forgot. I want to see if I can rename them, and we'll just put it to 2. It does let you rename it. So now we'll go back to the music. So really quickly, we're going to test the in-ear detection. I just put it in and it started up without me touching the music actually. We'll take both of them out. Yeah, it looks like the in-ear detection does not work. It did when I put it into my ear. It started up automatically, but it didn't when I took it out. Before I go back, we're going to do a quick comparison. They look exactly the same in size, with this LED being a little brighter and no little wording on the back. We're going to compare the sound quality of the real to the fake, and then I'm also going to tell you what I think in comparison to the last fakes I used, and then we'll come back for a review and what I think. So we're going to spend a decent amount of time with this. Okay, so now that we spent a good amount of time with both of these, here are my thoughts. Fake ones on the right, real ones on the left. So the case of the fake ones actually charged my real one. So for $20, if you didn't want to even use these and wanted to charge the real ones, I'm not sure the longevity of the case or how exactly it will work, but it was really interesting to see that it did charge these. The fakes actually do make noise when you put them in, but because they don't have that in-ear detection, when I was holding them out for a little bit and then I put them in, it had already made the noise. But I did see the noise when I connected to them and everything and tried using them again. I made a couple calls and the mic quality wasn't nearly as good, but it was serviceable. It got the job done and I didn't have really any complaints that I wasn't loud enough or it didn't really work. These also have multiple device support, but just like the real ones, you have to reconnect to them each time manually on that device. But it was cool to see that my other devices actually did pick these up as well. Here's my final verdict on these. As for the sound quality itself, the fakes do not sound nearly as good as the pros. However, they are 1/10 of the cost of the real ones, so that's something you need to consider. There is no active noise cancellation in the fakes. The sound quality in general does lack a little bit of the bass of the real ones as well as the mid and lows, but they do get plenty loud. As I told you, the mic quality isn't as good as the real one, but again, we always have to consider the price. The discrepancy between these and the pros is much larger than the discrepancy between the i900000s that I reviewed and the AirPods Gen 2 that I compared them to. All that being said, remember, $23.40. These are really good for that price. They have some of the functionality that I didn't expect at that price, such as the connecting, the rename, the holding to get Siri, and I was very pleasantly surprised that this case can actually charge real ones. They're 1-to-1 in size, so nobody is going to be able to tell the difference if you have the fakes or the real. Only you could in the sound quality. And just because I'm saying it's not nearly as good as this, it doesn't mean the sound quality is garbage by any means. It's fine. It's going to be good for the vast majority of people. It's not fair to say the sound quality is good in comparison to $250 ones, but in comparison to stuff around this price point, it's just as good as many of those other choices. Lastly, I just want to say, if you do decide to buy these on AliExpress, I do not have this exact listing, but I will have very similar ones, and also buy at your own risk. I cannot speak to any of these sellers. They don't have the same manufacturing guarantees that someone like Apple, Samsung, etc. has. Finally, I will be giving away both of these at 500 subscribers. We already said we were giving away the AirPods Pro, but I decided why not just give these away as well. So stay tuned for that. Hope you all are doing well, and peace.